Okay, we are on the air. Alrighty. I
You're listening to DJ Doorstop.
guess.
It still needs a work in progress, something like that. Hello, the internet. This is Dustin Beebon back onto a live video chat from YouTube and all that. This is kind of different for me. Basically, I'm doing a follow up video that I did a couple of years ago. I forget how many years I'd done it and all that. Oh shit, I done it. I did a video of this back in August 6th of 2013. It was called What's the Next Step? I didn't really have any closure and all that. I was going through a little bit of a difficult time back in the day and all that. Give me a second. I have a much better. All right, perfect. If there's a delay between that, blame it on that computer over there. That piece of crap. I have these phones are in this garage basically, and they're all filming different kind of things and all that. And then so this is a old cell phone from Sprint. It's an old Galaxy S2, ancient, isn't it? It's running an app that it's a free app, but it's running video connections to it and all that, so I can actually watch what's being broadcast from the phone through a computer off on a address number. Basically, it's a decoder that basically you can connect to your router or anything like that, basically to change the password and stuff like that. So it's a decoder. Whatever the technical term is, it's got numbers on it. So it's running off of this computer right over here. And I'm splitting the difference because I'm running two broadcasts at the same time. So what looks like there's two different things and all that, I actually have one that's doing all the audio, and I have one that's just doing the video, and they're both combined the two together. So it makes it easy, my job easier. But enough of saying about the technical term about that kind of stuff. Like I said, I'm trying to do a follow-up video. Basically, this is called What's the Third Step? And as you know, when I made the other video in 2013, I was going through a lot of different kind of stuff that a lot of different growing up kind of things going on. Like I was dealing with a lot of my dad's issues and family issues and stuff like that. Yeah, I look fucking old. But yeah. So basically I've been transpiring myself or innovating myself basically to explore differences and all that. I'm not a YouTuber in any way and all that. I just like making videos with a lot of other YouTubers I watched on YouTube and all that. Somehow this kind of gives me something to talk to, and then I can look back and kind of put some feedback into it. Who knows? I may get rid of it, but this is the only way I can make videos. I don't have a expensive camera or anything like that. Maybe somewhere down the road when this gets kind of good, but right now it's not. So we're just gonna go with the punches. So as far as what's going on over here and all that, I have a radio broadcasting that I have over here, but I haven't paid for it yet. So that's 15-minute segments for right now for free speech. And that's just going to sit there. All that. And I'm basically trying to make this, I'm trying to, kind of vent, but I'm getting off topic. Dealing with a bunch of copyrights and stuff like that. And some paperwork and crap like that, basically. So I've been going through a little bit of different things since the last time I did a video in 2013. I never actually did a first step video, so I don't even know why I did a next step. And I'm still trying to ask myself why I just started turning on the cameras and the microphones and put on headphones and started talking through a camera on a cell phone to you guys. But like I said, I'm going through some human being changes and all that. Like, for example, I'm 29. I'm about to be 30 this year. And I don't have a place to call my own. I live at my dad's house at the age I'm at. I'm trying to keep a current income and trying to contribute myself into a basic routine. And I have high function autism and Asperger's. Basically, that I have a learning disability, and I can't quite coexist and function like actual normal other people. I can act normal, I can talk normal, I can do things normal, but some characteristics don't really connect to me. It's like ones and twos on a computer. Some ones and zeros don't match what I'm thinking or how other people think. That's just me. I'm weird. But I was going through issues at the time back when I made that video, and I noticed when I was looking through my YouTube account and all that, and some of the previous videos and all that, that I saw that had more views on it, basically. And I never really took the time to actually look into it or looked at it, but it is what it is. But I make a follow mistakes every single time and all that. And I know this video is being recorded at the last minute because it's like 1:25 a.m. in Eastern Pacific time, whatever the hell. I'm from California, so hey. Yeah. Basically, I'm in a garage. I contribute into a studio. You can see clearly from the video that you're looking at that I am surrounded by freaking computers at this point. So I'm constantly looking through stuff. Hence, this is my I'm actually a musician, and I play stuff. I play instruments. If you look through the video, YouTube, and all that, I have done a lot of collaborations of talking about all that. I have done a lot of drumming videos. I even had a song that I did back in 2011 called Spirit of the World. I did an EP review for a band previously I used to be in before a lot of other videos came up about and all that. And I made a lot of other videos about talking shit about the guy that I used to work for, that I used to play, and stuff like that. And I made a follow-up video basically talking about just me for the past 10 years, ever since I ever started an account with YouTube. Or Google, to say the least, whatever, you know. But yeah. So coming back to the third step, I'm coming to terms that I am starting to learn how to, coexist, function. Like I said, I am 29 years old, and I haven't achieved the things that I wanted to do at the age of 18. A lot that has to do with being lazy, and a lot of it has to do with me not giving a good darn damn about anything. And when I made the video The Next Step on YouTube in 2013, I made it because I was going through some lively problems with my dad and those kind of things. Basically, I hated his wife, his ex-wife to be at this point, I didn't like her at all. You know, yeah, coming right out the get-go, she was completely crazy at this point, you know. Previous from all his other wives, you know, he's been married 3 times, so hey, you know, first one was my mom, and the second one was my brother's mom, and the third was a complete train wreck at this point. But needless to say, we'll get back to basics. So when I made the next step, I made it in a contention. I didn't really have a game plan. I just talked about what I was going through, and that was it. And no forward and all that. Just turn on the camera, boom, record, went right at it. No second thought, no second opinion, just went straight for it. It's about the same when I did some of the videos, and I was just getting into YouTube, and I wanted to make music videos, or, you know, videos of me doing collages online on my desktop through Microsoft Video Maker, some crap like that. Yeah. And right now I'm just chilling. It's 1:20 at night, kind of AM at this point, maybe in the morning and all that. And it's April Fool's, April the 1st. And I thought maybe I'd make a video about just what's my third step. Well, my third step is right now is I'm trying to get my shit together now. I'm realizing that a lot of the stuff I have neglect or not really took the time to look forward to it is that I am now working on trying to adjust to some things now, so I can kind of get an idea at it, basically. Wow. That's crazy. Pretty much. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, like, I'm making these videos because I have nothing better to do, and I think, what the hell, you know? So yeah, just seemed optionable at the time. Jeez. Yeah. I'm trying to give me a minute. What the hell's up with the sound? Can't even hear anything. Just drop these piece of crap headphones. Sync. Well, yeah, you know, I'm trying to get my shit together. I'm at the point right now I haven't had a license. I have got in trouble with the law. I haven't really had a job for a long period of time. It's always been side jobs, or worked for temp agencies, or moved out, lived at a self-living house, and moving back into my dad's, and kind of going through these human changes, basically. Well, what a lot of adults, or a lot of people, call when you become an adult is growing up, like paying bills on time, knowing when to take a shower, knowing when to go to bed the proper time, knowing to get up to get ready to go to work. Just a lot of those things. And I've been, like I said, I haven't. Let's start from somewhere from the point. I graduated in 2007. in high school. From that time, from 2007, from 2008, from 2008, from 2014, I would say 13, from 14, I haven't worked a job periodically at that time. And even from 13 to 14 to 15 was always like side jobs, like worked at a farm, making peanuts, basically doing all these hours of work and just getting paid less money than any illegal person out there would get paid, basically. Needless to say that it was a learning experience. I will say that. And it was good, a learning experience from that. I learned a lot about like how to maintain myself, how to take care of myself, how to, watch people and kind of look around my view, basically. And it was a learning experience. And then but that was even harsh reality for the most part, because that was something that was completely out of my comfort zone at that point. So from 2014 from 2015, things were dicey back in those days. So took some time to kind of, approach things in a way. I think the biggest drawback would be when I moved back from Rancho Cucamonga, California, from where I was living close to Seal Beach in Los Alamitos. I was drinking at the time because I was at the legal age of 21, and I didn't really give a hoot at the time, but I drinking was cool when I was at the age, and I used to smoke cigarettes, got high once in a while. Yeah, I had a pretty tight party life in my youth of the time. I don't think I really had any situations between that, as far as when 2014 or 2015 came around. Yeah, 2014, I got ejected in a harsh reality real quick by getting screw up in my life from 2012, from 2014. Getting charged drunk in public in 2012, and then getting charged for a DUI charge 2014 without a driver's license, and destroying a car from front to back. But at that was the branch of the idea of kind of like getting in. Okay, well, the right times to really work to pay for liquor, pay for cigarettes, pay for all the things I want. And money was an issue, and I always was always, mooching off of people for cigarettes or for a drink or an energy drink or things like that. Like, some of that stuff I asked to have some of that. Basically, I had to shake a lot of hands and kiss a lot of asses to get to that point. As far as that, I came to the realization in 2016 that on site got kicked out of my dad's house in 2016, and then so on. No, wait, 2015 and so on from 16. I started living at a self-supporting house, and I had no help from anyone, and I had to start to put on big boy pants and start really hustling and start working jobs. Then once I started working jobs, I thought, oh, great, I'm going to work for the man and all that. Once I started working a warehouse job and I started doing that, I kind of started getting enjoying it. And it was like a whole nother life experience, because I lived my whole entire life, eight years of my life of doing nothing. And I came to realization that I pissed all those times that I could have got a job and started somewhere, and I would have been successful and enjoyed it, instead of just sitting here in front of a camera talking nonsense for the longest period of time. And that wouldn't make a difference at this point. But that's here nor there. The point is that was me back then. This is me now. And coming from 15 all the way to 17 now, working as an apartment assistant, handyman, from working doing tiles inside of pools, from working a bunch of warehouses and getting income from that and grossing some more money into that, and trying to find myself basically in this weird focused out of mind self being of myself. There were times I hated myself at it. But the jobs I worked and all that, some places were pretty far, and I made some effed up decisions. I really shot a lot of the gun, basically, with me. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I did a lot of legal things that I wasn't really proud of. Now, one of them would have been is driving a car for the past 2 years with no license. And that's pretty brave and stupid on my part, but I got good at doing that. And I'm not saying that's a really smart decision. I don't expect anyone to fucking do that at all. You know, but I did it. It got me to point A to point B. It got me to the places I had to get at when I had to start from working. Till this day, I'm still relearning a lot of things at this point. And I would not see it any other different way, you know. Getting older, I'm not getting any younger. Haven't met a girl in a long time. Haven't really dated anyone. Haven't really took the necessary risks of all those things. And the people that I have been hanging out with and the families I have, my family basically. And I have seen people die. I have seen people leave. I have seen people move, grow. I have seen people be disgusted. I have seen a lot of different things in the past 3 years of my life. And some of it has to do with me and how I present myself as a person. Like I said, I have made several videos. I have talked about a lot of different things. If no one's seen it, you see it, you will see it, or something like that. But the point is I have made a lot of stupid decisions, and I'm getting way too old for all this stuff, and now I have to pay for all those things I didn't do like 10 years ago that I should have done, and yet I didn't do it. Like learn how to be proper friends with a guy, you know, or learn how to, you know, say, hey man, you're failing. and you're going to fail because you don't have that vote of confidence to actually succeed. And everyone around you is going to build you up. And once you get built, you're going to get dropped on the floor and you're going to shatter like China. I mean China glass, not China. Let's get correct here. Like a porcelain throne that's going to get broken up. Well, porcelain doesn't break that easily. So that's why I said China glass. Or this mug, whatever. I mean, you know, I have a hard time meeting friends. I have a hard time making friends. I have a hard time talking openly and all that. I'm guessing this is why I started making these videos, because there may be a cry for help out there. I should be videotaping myself and putting these things in a different archive and hiding them and stashing them away. But the only people who will see these things will be me. I think it's unfair. But then again, that's my problem, because now I'm broadcasting every single thing that goes on in my life. Not broadcasting the times I go to the bathroom, or the times I take a shower, or the times I have to go to bed, or those kind of things. Everyone has their off and on days when behind the stage. But if I had anything to say about things and all that, I think in construction of this video, basically, I have said something that seemed unfortunately incorrect for someone. And I'm not sure if it would come out audipudically, but we're just going to sit this one out. All right, here you go. In the video, basically below, where it says it's been being started broadcasting 27 minutes ago and all that, on the bottom it says sorry to LBC. Now, for the record, I don't even know how long this video is, but I'm going to try to cut it as short as possible. Why it says sorry to LBC is because I'm apologizing to a friend that we used to be friends. We had an argument. It's in the previous video that I did a freaking station for 15 minutes recording, basically. Talks about me and this guy having our quarrel differences while I was in a band with him. Well, he started the band. It was a different name. We went through different members. I stuck with him because I liked him. I like how I like music. He liked music, and it seemed like a good fit. Granted, I had no problem with the instrument I was playing. It wasn't really my big strong suit. I'm used to other different instruments like playing guitar and drums, but I got stuck with bass, and I got good at playing the bass, and I got good at writing songs, melodies and riffs and stuff like that on the bass that expired into a lot of the music that he wrote that we worked on. I worked on bass instrument parts of the song, because what he was driving the music is it didn't have any of that uplifting. Yes, granted, the lyrics had some kind of thing to do with it, but that's not the point. The point is I'm trying to apologize to the guy. I'm not trying to say that all it'll be patched up. What is done at that point at both our lives. And he made a decision to go his way in a spiritual being person. And I went my way knowing that I had dealt with a lot of heartaches and a lot of heart and nothing, basically. Like, there were things that were involved, and then there were things that were let go and that weren't properly discussed at that time. And in a video that I had to take down because he got angry from a conversation we had, and he got completely angry about it. He thought the best solution is to call to do an opinion, write a form, email it to an agency office, send the office, call them up, talk to them, saying, I want to get a video down from this guy, such and such. He's breaking into blah, 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 my rights and stuff like that. Something that he has no right of doing because it's complete content on my behalf. The thing I'm getting at is the video was up for the longest time. So let's kind of backtrack this for a moment, because I really do want to make this very perfectly clear that yes, I am apologizing. But I'm apologizing because someone that is creating some idealistic human being, granted, the video I made wasn't really subjugate to whatever I was trying to go for. Yeah, I made a video at the last minute. It made the video in December the 22nd of 2017 at 12:48 a.m. in the at night. And the video was called Minor Rockstar's CD EP review. Basically, it's a hour and 4-minute video. Me, 45 of that part of the video is me talking about the history of Vex 14 from Minor Rockstar to where it's at now. And I had a lot of bad things I said in the video. A lot of things. I was angry at this guy, a good friend of mine that I thought was a friend. I mean, he may have thought the same thing with me too, but the way like I said, the way it went, it didn't make sense. But I'll get to that. So, EP comes out, CD, he comes all the way over here to drop it off and all that. Cool. That was in 2017. Jump back. In the following of 2016, I was starting a job in April. I'm thinking between March. So I think it was in March going towards April. Don't know the time differences and all that stuff. The point is he was getting back on tour. I wanted to play, but I couldn't make it because I had to start this job. I had other things that I had to be involved in. Like, at the time, I wasn't getting paid for the gigs. At the time, getting to these places were a mission. And a lot of it would have just been me driving myself to the gig and back. No practicing, that I hate the most because I love being in a room with a bunch of people to get a feel instead of dealing with all the burdens on stage. It would be nice to practice and all that with the band, but half the time you get a music sheet, you have 20 minutes to freaking figure it out. The rest is history. There you go. So, in the following 2016, somewhere between March, he had 2 shows that he was going to do. 2 shows came up. We did them. Well, he did them. I didn't. And I was busy. I had to do this job. It's my first time working, first 2 weeks into it and all that stuff. And there was a lot of things I could have done ahead of time. I could have told my boss I'm in a band. I need to make time to do this and that, to get these places and all that. There were so many things that were going on in my head, and I wasn't really quite understanding where I was coming from. Nothing was making sense. My world went from here all the way down in an instant. And I crashed and burned real quick, and I made some effing decisions that kind of hurt me in the end, because it didn't hurt him. It didn't even touch him. I had a conversation the last time I went to finish up doing bass parts for a song, all that. I sat down, talked to him and another guy. We discussed it. I told him this is where I'm at right now. I have to choose the band or this job, and I had to choose the job over the band. I still want to play with you guys because you guys are cool guys, and I'm cool, and we gel together. That was not the case. I got stabbed in the back. A decision was made, so they replaced me with another guy that was touring with the main guy that we were torn, that he was that my buddy was going to be doing opening up for him, basically. So they filled a part for that, for a show in Vegas. I wish I was, it'd been nice to play at the Hard Rock Cafe Hotel, right next to the pool. Would have been lovely. Please say I was there. But yeah, he made those decisions, and then I did a show in LA at the Vapor with him. Had no practice, wasn't mentally prepared, but I wanted to do it because I wanted to, because I wanted to say, hey man, I can make it to these shows. I'm not gonna, leave you hanging, man, or anything like that. So I went. I fucked up. I talked to someone at the wrong moment about something that I didn't do correctly, and I freaking folded while I was on stage, and I completely went blank. Totally forgot how to play some of these songs. Wasn't mentally prepared. Didn't even have any time to practice, because by the time I got home, I was tired from working 10, 12-hour days. And it got too much. It got way too much real quick. I can hear the other guy saying, well, I did it for a long time. All that. But he gave up when he did that. He already had a lot of income, and he was going into the music business with two feet forward into it. If the timing was right and we did it like maybe a couple years back, somewhere in the midst of 2009 or 2011, I would have been ready. I would have been mentally prepared and all that, because then that would have been the right time. 25 would have been a right time. 30, 27, from 28 to 29 is a bad time. It's really bad. Especially a guy that hasn't worked his whole entire life. So it's a really bad time for me. But it went the way it went. Conversations was brought. He came to me the next day from that show. He was pissed. He was disgusted. He wasn't faithful about anything. He was very uh negative about everything I have put in. And granted, I was negative too because of a lot of things I did. You know, I wasn't trying to take it out on anyone. I was trying to explain to him, look, you can't do all these things and expect this result every single time. But someone that has more success and higher and has been done with this music business for the longest time said the opposite to him. So I would think he would have took a page out of that guy's book. Took several pages. So it went that route. Comes in here, he gives me a letter that has 9 things on there that says on there. I'll try to remember most of it. Basically, on the letter, it says that I'm ungrateful. I'm not humble at anything. I buy gear that has nothing to do with the band. It does what my personal satisfy. I do not contribute to anything onto the EP or paying for it or paying studio costs or stuff like that. No, it fell well that we weren't even in a studio. But still, we consider it. And I was just, and it seemed like all these things was becoming the big DICK to him. But he was appointing it to me. Granted, we pushed that back a lot. We left alone. I left him alone. We stopped talking for the longest time. Since that time, from March all the way to April, till the following of yeah, I think it all started in 2017. I think so. Yeah. It was in 2017 that it went from there to there. You know, slowly I started talking to him in August from September to October. And briefly, we were friends on Facebook. Briefly. It's not like I communicated to him or he communicated to me or we talked or he answered to pick up the phone and call me or I call him. We never did any of that. We left everyone alone. He found faith. He went for it. He was married way too early in his life to a girl. And he got with the girl and all that is 3 years older than him, I would assume. She had 3 kids and adopted that. Lived in Rancho for the longest time. And while this is all taking place, when this happened, the argument and all that, he just moved to Victorville a year prior from that time of 2016. All that. Subjugate from that, so he's out of my town. He's in a whole other city. We go that route. We left alone. He did those things. The guy he hang out with is religious, not a preacher or anything like that, but he believes that every unfortunate event that he has gone through in his whole entire life was of word to God or power of God telling him that this is the righteous path you need to go for. And, you know, there are people like that. Granted, I'm not an atheist, nor am I'm Christian. But I'm not Christian at the point where I'm going to go to preach it, or to believe in it, or to go to church, to go listen to the word of God. That's not my intention. I don't like that kind of stuff. Anyway, he goes that route. We leave it at that. I left him alone. We got started talking briefly in August, and September we started exchanging words. And in October we got a little bit more I pick up the phone, I call him, we start talking. Seemed good at the time. And then it started to fall off the wayside in December. He came over here, like I said, he brought the finished version of the EP. What was supposed to be a 5-song became a three-song EP. $5,000. Come on, man, really? But it was pre-produced by AR Productions, and it kind of, it's. I believed in a lot of stuff. I did not like the music at all. I believe what I was trying to lie to myself, basically. And that did no justice for me at all. But I believed in the music that he was writing. I believed that me and him both had a partnership at it. I believe that we both worked as a team with the other guy. And it just fell off the wayside. He fired me through an email. 2 days prior, he comes over here and has that conversation with me about it in March. Granted, I started this job in an intention to, kind of make money, to buy gear, to take all the stuff, all the things that he said to heart. Really put all that method into words. No, it went the opposite direction. He shoved me down the stairs, all the way out of the lobby, towards the front door, out to the driveway, all the way to the sewer. That's how it felt. I got stabbed. Like, I felt like I got stabbed so hard in the back that it hurt. And was I angry? Oh, jeez, man, I was. I blew his phone up. I even blew up the other guy's phone up. Because I was confused. I was desperate. I was wondering what was going on. And it didn't work the way I expected it to go. Got a hold of the other guy. He says, well, you've been a dick about things. You seem ungrateful. You seem undetermined, that you don't think you can do this anymore and all that. I was like, hold on. That's not the point. That's not the case. The case is, I don't know if I'm really trying to give it all I got. I have to do things on my own time. You've done music for your whole entire 14 years of your career. At this point, this is your bread and butter. This is what you do. This is what you're good at. And this is what you achieved yourself 14 years later at this time. You have this guy that has no bread and butter, gets paid cash from his parents at the age that he's at, past 30, living in a house where his wife is getting paid past 30 from her parents, all the way in Texas, and then going from that route. And then you have me, basically has no one to cover my back, has to take my shirt off every single time to get anywhere, and really have to put my 2 feet forward to make money, to get through, to buy the stuff, to make the succeed. They didn't see it that way. The way maybe I said it wrong, or maybe I didn't explain it to them right. You know, those are my faults. I'll take those in consideration. But that's where my head was at. It's not because I didn't care about this band. I didn't care about paying things. I didn't care about how I play. I don't care if I buy the right equipment or the right gear and all that. I didn't care. You preach so much that you can't even back up what you're trying to say anymore. Oh, well, you should buy more bass. Well, why haven't you bought another guitar? You had a guitar, you gave it up on pawn shop, and you only had the one. Why do I need to buy another bass? The bass I have is great. It's fine. It works for me. If it breaks, I fix it. I'm a tech. I ain't gonna go out and spend $300 on a brand new another bass. Don't break. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Doesn't need to be fixed. It works. Well, I didn't think of it that way. I didn't say the things I said to him to kind of like push him back into that corner. It didn't help. Point is, we're going to get past that. I'm here to apologize to Landon Bruce Kripe. I'm sorry for everything I have done. I am sorry for the things that have transpired from the past to now. I am sorry for anything I have ever said to you, or anything I have ever done to you, or anything that I have ever discussed, or disliked, or not anything. I am sorry for who I am, of this world we call life, that I am just a fish in this big, giant, deep sea ocean, trying to survive. It's not that I'm ungrateful. I am very grateful. I just think people should look in the mirror and really take a really good look at who they are before they judge someone else. And that's why the video I made in December 22nd of 2017 was not asked, but served papers to me to tell me you need to take this video down because you're exploring someone's personal life. I will agree that was a bad decision on my part, but that's a bad decision on that person's part for going that route. There's nothing illegal about it. I have read the laws on it. I have read my rights. I have read YouTube's content connections. There is a better way to call someone and tell them, hey, take down the video, please. You had that choice. You had that option. You went the way you wanted to. We talked. You said nothing to me about it. I left it at that. Lots of words were discussed on Facebook. I can go on Facebook right now and explain it to you. Even you have me blocked from Instagram, Facebook, other stuff. I have a way to get back and look at your feedback. And I'm going to make that personal. It's not something I'm angry about, and it's not something I'm happy about. But know this. You have not seen the last of Dustin Bieber. Just kidding. Come on. It's April Fools. We were kidding. So that brings me back to the third step. The third step is to let go of all this hate and start putting what is real ahead. So I'm going to get back to this broadcast of Landon making this guy making a fool of himself on a live radio chat. Because, frankly, the guy that's interviewing him and the guy that's being interviewed have no recollection of what they're talking about. Nor do they have a smart person in there that actually read into it. I'm kind of glad I left the music scene. Maybe I need to pursue in something else. Or maybe I just really need to fucking pick up a pen and paper and start writing something. Or take this guy's shit because he's not doing it right. Clearly, he needs a punch in the gut. Or maybe right in the balls so that he could sound like Michael Jackson. Ooh. That's a good one. But I gotta pee like a racehorse. I'm gonna cut this smooth and real quick. I'm gonna make a follow-up video of this, where I'm at in the next couple of years, or maybe the next couple of months. We'll just see what happens. But in the most part, I am Dustin Bieber. My third step is to get past all the negativity and live in a lifestyle where everything can be okay and everyone can be all right with things. And people can hate me and people can not hate me. That's fine. I don't judge anyone. But we're just going to leave it at that. So this is Dustin Bieber signing off. So have a good night. And